Hey guys, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to make this berry chantilly cake. This cake is definitely on my top 3 favorite cakes I've made so far. It is perfect in every way and pretty easy to do overall, so I highly recommend it. The original recipe will be in the description, so make sure you check that out for the measurements and everything like that. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and let's get on with the video. So overall, we're going to need 10 ounces of milk, but you want to take 5 ounces, so half of what you actually need. And you're going to mix in your oil. Then you're going to take the other half and you want to mix in your vanilla bean. The recipe calls for extract, but I only had vanilla bean, so that's what I used. Then you want to add in your almond extract and your eggs and just whisk that thoroughly. So now you just want to set aside your wet ingredients while we get started on the dry ingredients. So in a large bowl, you want to add in your cake flour, your sugar, your baking powder, baking soda, and your salt. And you want to use a large whisk to incorporate this well together. Then you want to use your room temperature butter and add it all to your dry ingredients. You're going to use a whisk attachment to whisk this until it becomes like a fine creme consistency. Then you want to add in your milk and oil mixture and make sure you mix this for a full 2 minutes. Then you want to slowly mix in your milk and egg mixture and just continuously do this until you no longer have any liquid. And that is the completed batter. Now you want to set your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and you want to grease 3 8-inch cake pans with some oil to make sure they don't stick. Then add in your batter, tap the cake pans and put them in the oven for around 30 minutes. Now we're going to make our homemade berry sauce. In a medium pan, you want to add in your fresh or frozen berries and then your sugar and just put this on medium-high heat while continuously stirring. And eventually the juices will release, and once that's done, use a masher to mash this into like a jam basically. Then we're going to make our cornstarch slurry to thicken the jam, which is just cornstarch and water. Then you just want to mix this in and just mix it until it's you can tell the jam has thickened. Once your jam has thickened up, take it off of the heat and then add in your lemon zest and lemon juice. Then you want to mix this up and set it aside in the fridge to cool completely. Once your cake has completely cooled and your berry jam has cooled as well, we can now get started on the icing. In a large bowl, you want to add your room temperature butter and your room temperature cheeses. And you want to use a whisk attachment to mix this very well together. And just a quick tip on where you can find mascarpone cheese, because I ended up going to 3 different stores, not realizing I was looking in the wrong section of my grocery store, so that was very much a waste of time. But anyways, I found this, and I got mine from Harris Teeter, and in the deli section where you find the deli meats and you see where the pizza is, you see they have all the fancy cheeses. It's going to be in that section in case you didn't know or have never really heard of mascarpone cheese until this recipe, like me. Once your cheeses are all creamed together, you now want to add in your sifted powdered sugar and again mix this well together. Now in a separate bowl, you are supposed to mix your heavy cream together and then add in your vanilla pudding mixture to stabilize it, and then whip it in, or fold it in, sorry, with your butter and your cheese mixture. But I just put it all into one big bowl because I didn't realize that you were supposed to do it separately until I got to the very end of the instructions. So yes, but luckily it still turned out fine. So you can follow the way I did it or the original recipe. Like I said, it still turned out fine. The icing was so thick, it was still manageable. The icing itself is just naturally a thick, a light icing because it is basically cream cheese and butter. So naturally that is just going to be a lighter icing in general. So you're not going to do too much decorating. This icing is mostly for flavor. So yeah, just letting you guys know that. After all of that's done though, I added in my vanilla bean and my almond extract. So now all that's left to do is decorate the cake. So firstly, I used a cake board, added some icing to the bottom to help the cake not slide around. Then I added a thin layer of my frosting, then a thin layer of the berry jam. Then I added a thicker layer of frosting on top of that, and then some fresh berries, and then repeated the steps so I got to the very top of the cake. Let me tell you guys this right now. This cake is very soft and delicate. Along with the icing, like it was literally like it was cracking at the top while I was putting the frosting on, which you guys will see later, and that's never happened to me before, so I was really shocked. But that goes to tell you this cake is very soft, so the cake itself is pretty delicate, so make sure you're careful with it, otherwise it will like break apart on you. But it is very delicious. So I would say this cake isn't the best for doing like fancy decorations and stuff like that, and fancy like, you know, decorations with icing. You can do a little something, but it's mostly a great tasting cake. You know what I mean? You can't do too much decorating with it, otherwise it's probably gonna fall apart because it's not very stable. But nonetheless, very delicious. I highly recommend this cake to you guys. Like I said in my intro, this is definitely one of my top 3 favorite cakes I've made so far. Like it was just so good. So I highly recommend it. But back to the cake, I did do a crumb coat and let it sit in the freezer for 30 minutes, which I recommend you guys do. And then I just finished icing it regularly and then did my own little decorations with it. You can follow how I did it or do whatever you see fit. Once the cake is done and all decorated, you can just cut into it and enjoy. And I cut a big slice here, you guys, and I was just doing it, you know, for the camera so we can get pictures and stuff like that. I'm just gonna cut after like I cut the camera off, I was just gonna eat like half of it. But I'm not gonna even lie to you guys, I definitely ate the whole piece because it was that good. Like I was so surprised. I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna eat the whole thing. Like this cake is so good. So that is today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. This recipe is from the Sugar Geek Show on YouTube. I got it from her recipe online, so make sure you guys try it out. Like I said, original recipe link will be in the description, along with their measurement. So make sure you guys check out the description, and make sure you follow me on my Instagram, my TikTok, subscribe to me, and give this video a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys next week with a new video. Bye guys.